The day has finally came that we can talk about NFL football. It seems like a season hasn't happened in decades. It seems like we've been lost. We don't know what's been going on. Will there be football ever again? Those were some of the thoughts going through my brain this offseason.
Are we ever going to stop suspending players for gambling longer games than players that sexually assault people? I don't know.
It's
Are
the
we going to stop
NFL.
jumping people?
It's not
Yes,
supposed to make sense.
never.
Here we are. As much as we hate a lot of it, but we love some of it, and it's going to make us cry almost every Sunday. We are there for 7 hours of commercial-free football to attack
NFL red zone.
and make it happen. I
Yes.
got good. I did pretty decent in my fantasy draft this year. For those of you who don't know, I took dead last year because
Mhm.
last year was really the first time I kind of started following NFL, and I spent I'm not even gonna cap. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I spent the entire draft just talking shit to everyone else rather than actually picking good people. I kind of auto draft most of it, and it bit me in the ass very very hard. But we
Yes.
did doing good this year. Um, there's so much to talk about, so let's just dive on in. Shout out Patrick Willis, by the way.
Shout out Tom Brady. I watched Patrick Willis try to decapitate a man on live television a couple of years ago. So shout out him and Navarro Bowman.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
you'll
he makes
never see
a
guys like him play again in the NFL because they would just get banned instantly.
yeah. I also think their necks were like reinforced with like concrete during the offseason.
Yeah.
They just like instead of cortisol shots, they just filled them with cement. And they were like, go out there, break some
You
necks.
don't need to look down. Keep your head up.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll never forget Shelton Quarles said in the Super Bowl, he hit a guy so hard he tried to put his helmet on backwards. And the coach said, put that shit on right and get back out on the field.
Throw some dirt on it.
Throw some dirt on it. Yeah, I know you're blind and you have no idea which direction we're going. Do you even know you're in the Super Bowl? Probably not, but it's okay. It's
Dude,
not about
it's
that. You
so
do it
scary
because you
thinking
love
about
the
that.
game.
It's crazy
Yes.
to think about how many people had major concussions, but there was no protocol or even understanding of it, and they just kept playing.
Dude, I remember when Josh Cribbs got knocked the fuck out and they just like carted him off the field. And then they were like, all right, we're back at it. Like, that's what we do it for. We're not here for your personal health and
Yeah, we're
safety
here to
consistently.
watch people get murdered.
Yes, I'm here to drink beers on Sunday and then not do any of my work on Monday just so that I can wait for Monday Night Football. Thursday Night Football, completely different story. Jeff Bezos is low key trying to buy his own NFL franchise and
Hmm.
call them the Primes.
Well, this
Um,
Thursday, though, so tiptoeing off of what you're saying, we start off the season tomorrow, or it will be today when this comes out. September 8th, Thursday at 8:20 p.m. This game is actually on NBC, though, Zach.
ooh, ooh.
So I don't really know. I don't really understand it. Maybe the Amazon thing's the next season. I could have
No,
sworn it was
Amazon.
this year, Thursday nights.
I think Amazon still owns the right to to it, but I think the game for like cable television will still be on NBC. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it is just the opening week. It's got some weird
Yeah,
BS going on.
we'll definitely get our people on that for sure. But
Yeah.
opening up, let's just dive on into some NFL football. We got the Bills coming in as a 2.5 favorite over the Rams this Thursday. Over under set at 52. Zach, how are we feeling about this matchup? By the way, amazing matchup to start off the season. Great
Yes.
matchup to start off the season.
Yes. You had one of two of the most high powered offenses in years past. I think Matt Stafford and what his first year for the Rams ended up winning the Super Bowl. So they obviously have a lot, and they just kept seeming to make additions. One thing I will say, I think the salary cap is the most fraudulent thing
Oh
in
yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
Just absolutely makes no sense to me. But I'm surprised the Bills are favorites considering since Sean McVay has became the head coach in 2017, he has always won the opening game every single year, and he has brought the Rams to the playoffs. So based off that alone, um, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I surely am not going to bet against it. That's what I'll say. So I think the Rams are going to go into the house. I don't know if I think they're going to win outright. I don't really care about spread in this game. Over under is super hard to tell. I have no
Mhm.
idea what could happen in the NFL. It may seem like teams are going to blow up with these huge offenses, but then again, the Rams and the Bills have very
Great
stud
defense. That's what I was
defenses.
about to say. Like their
Yeah.
offenses are very explosive, but they're also teams that have very, very, very disciplined and well played defenses as well.
Yes, I agree. And when you look at the Rams, you not only have Aaron Donald, you not only have Jalen Ramsey, you brought in a Bobby Wagner, even though he might be a little out of his prime, but he's still one of the smartest linebackers in
Mhm.
the game. You know, there's a ton of other guys that are just in my mind at the moment, but even with those guys alone, like that's a stud defense, and they're one of the best in the league for a reason. So for that, I'm gonna have to go with the Rams um, at home. I just think they get the job done. I love Bills Mafia. I think they'll have a great year this year. This is Josh Allen's year to kind of step into that. Like, I know he's elite, but he'll kind of step into that like domain of the gods type of deal
Mhm.
among quarterbacks with Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers
Well,
type
he has
stuff.
the opportunity to take them to where he leads, take their teams, and that's the Super Bowl.
Yes,
This is his
yeah,
biggest opportunity, I feel, besides last year, maybe.
yes. I
But
100% agree.
I like what you say about I like everything you brought up. Everyone that knows me knows I'm a huge Sean McVay guy because I met him and hung out with him my freshman year of high school. Super, super, super cool, humble, wholesome dude. Wicked smart. His memory's so good that I bet if I brought up the time we hung out and like gave him all the details, he would remember it. I fully am confident in that.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember when I gave you exactly one Bush Light when we got on that boat first. If you thought a Bud Light, I remember. I have two separate coolers for all my
I
beers.
uh I think it's gonna be a great game. Like I said, I don't think either one of these teams are gonna blow each other out. I think it's gonna be a very close. It's gonna be a good football game. It's gonna be just a good football game. But the only I could go either way with this pick, honestly, but I'm gonna rock with the Rams just because it's Sean McVay and as well as it's in LA. So like there's just make it easier. I'm gonna rock with the Rams with you on that one, Zach.
Yep, I like that. Moving over though, we got Sunday. When you have a sport that shares the same day with the day of the Lord, you know, it's pretty up there when in terms of viewership. So
It's
I
also
think a
nine
lot of
eleven,
people,
so we do want to say thank you to everybody that is currently
yes,
or has been overseas or even in our country fighting for our freedom. We are
yes,
we support the troops, clocks in the stove, 100%.
yes. I also want to give a shout out to our first responders that were there during the events that put their lives on the line.
Mhm.
Thank you for all that you do. Shout out Bam Madison and Noah Torres. We have EMTs and police officers working out there every day that go without recognition, but today you'll be getting some recognition. Moving forward, though, we got our first matchup. We have Saints -5.5 going up against the Falcons. This will be, in the Mercedes Benz Stadium. With that being said, I don't trust the Falcons when you have Mark Ass Mariota as your starting quarterback. I don't really know how good you're going to do. Me personally, I thought Desmond Ritter played phenomenally in preseason. He was throwing some lasers. Obviously it's preseason though, so you have your haters remind you like, oh, it's second and third string guys. Like, why are you getting so excited? I'm like, what am I supposed to be excited for? You think I'm just gonna sit there and be like, oh yeah, my guys actually suck, even though they're playing
Mhm.
decent? Like, it's not my fault you rolled out your second and third string guys to get your ass kicked. But um, I'm just gonna say, we have our old Heisman winner, Jameis Winston from Florida State, coming back off an ACL injury. Eat a W, put some barbecue sauce on it. You know how it is. Only 5.5. I'm kind of surprised. You have Michael Thomas coming back. You have Alvin Kamara not beating anyone. You
That we
have
know
Chris
of.
Olave that we know of. It'd be a shame if I got a hold of that video and bet the under on all the stats. Just saying. Um, they drafted Chris Olave. I think their defense is still going to be stout as per usual. Um, but yeah, 5.5 seems like an easy bet to take. Obviously, opening week, you never know what's going to happen. But I think one thing you can guarantee is that the Falcons will continue to suck.
Mhm.
If you look at their depth chart, I maybe know like 4 or 5 guys, and that's counting the people they drafted, and I know everyone they drafted. Um, but yeah, I have the Saints taking that one.
I'm gonna take Saints money line. I'm gonna take Saints 5.5. I don't see any way possible the Falcons win this game. I just don't. I think Marcus Mariota is bad, and I think what they're trying to do. I mean, honestly, I can't tell you what they're trying to do because I don't even think they know what they're trying to do in Atlanta. Um, But what I would do is I would let Marcus play the beginning. You're not going to make the playoffs. Let's just cut. Let's just be extremely clear, straightforward. You're not going to make the playoffs. That's just how it's going to happen. You guys are atrocious. Okay. But Mariota has experience playing in the NFL, regardless of if you think he's good or not. He has experience. You let him like kind of like groom and like lead the way for Ritter. You know, let him teach the ins and outs to Ritter. Let Ritter maybe get a year behind him or even half a season behind him, and then that will get Ritter right. I think Ritter has all the tools. He's got the size. He has the pocket presence, like you said, Zach. He looked phenomenal in preseason. Yes, that's not regular season football, but it's he's playing against the same caliber guys as himself, and he's
Yeah.
excelling. You know, and something that when I met with Booger in the draft that really stood out to me about Desmond Ritter too is he had a child his sophomore and junior year of college. So this man has been disciplined and focused on the grind since then. You know, there's a lot of guys. I mean, and we can speak firsthand experience of being college kids that they're partying. They don't know what the hell's going on with their life, even when they graduate. And this man was leading. He led the only non-Power Five team ever to the playoffs while also raising a child with his wife. You know, so
And I
like
had to wake up at 4 a.m. and change diapers.
that's what I'm saying. So he's already committed to the grind. He's showing you as an offense coordinator, as a coach, that he has what it takes to dedicate. And yeah, it's going to be hard for him, but he can do it. He's showing you that he's done it. And I don't know how entirely correct this is, but I want to say his record out of his 4 years at Cincinnati with those seniors was like 42-7 or something like that, like
Yeah.
43-7, something insane, insane.
Yeah.
So he can
I
do it.
agree.
But going back to my pick, I'm picking the Saints, especially with Florida State showing up in New Orleans. That's got to give Jameis some hype. I just don't see. I like I said, there's just way more ways for the Saints to win, and I think they're a very legitimate team this year. And I think Jameis gets a lot of hate because he's a goofy guy, but he balled out when he was healthy last year. And I think I'm gonna take Saints money line.
I agree. Moving forward, we have AFC North divisional rivalry between the big bad Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, we have 49ers versus Bears first.
Oh, sorry. Skipped over that. Just
49ers
so
coming in at
excited.
a -7 over the Bears. Zach had actually some interesting things he wanted to talk about with this one.
Yes, I am not so sure how I feel about a full touchdown spread when you have a not necessarily a rookie, but kind of a first year starter, really. It'll be his first time starting a full season with his team. Obviously, they have big trust with him. They also felt the need to re-sign Jimmy Garoppolo as a backup just in case their thought process failed them, that they had a guy that has brought them to the playoffs before, kind of just have him there just in case shit hits the
He brought
fan
them to
or if
the
anything
Super
happens.
Bowl. He brought them to the Super Bowl.
Their defense did. um, uh, we'll
I
get in that later.
I I think they wrote off Jimmy Garoppolo way too quick. Personally, I'm not saying I don't think Trey Lance will be good. I'm not. I think Trey Lance will be phenomenal. The kid threw what, one interception his whole college career, zero interceptions his whole college career. Kids, no. He threw one against Central Arkansas, so he threw one.
One.
So that he can show he's obviously very good at football, but to just write off a guy that took you to the Super Bowl like that, like I don't know,
Yeah, I
man.
don't know.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Based off their offensive weapons, I just thought he just wasn't doing enough. I know your backfield wasn't necessarily set in stone, but when you have weapons like George Kittle and you have such a solid line with Trent Williams, and you even have um, Debo Samuel, working as a running back and as a wide receiver. I mean, he's just the jack of all trades. I know you had some issues with your backfield. They just released Trey Sermon, who I thought would have been a stout running back out of Ohio State. You still have Elijah Mitchell back there, and Kyle Shanahan loves to run that kind of rotational backfield to try to keep guys healthy, and you never really know who's going to be the number one week in and week out. But I think Trey Lance just opens so much more opportunity with his legs. He's able to go through his progressions, and if something's not there, he's comfortable taking off and running, and making plays with his feet. And you're kind of seeing that kind of shift to more dual threat quarterbacks in the league. We're kind of the traditional pocket passers kind of dying these days. We're starting to see Malik Willis be more favorable after Ryan Tannehill's going to be done there. Once Aaron Rodgers is done, we're going to see a more mobile Jordan Love. Lamar Jackson's already kind of proven himself. He just needs kind of the playoff record to really cement himself as like a really solid guy. He's a great regular season quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but I need to see playoff numbers out of Lamar now. But Yeah, man, I just don't know. Now that Matt Nagy's gone out of the Bears system, I think they got a kind of a splinter out of their foot. I think this will open a ton of doors for Justin Fields, especially in the play calling department. I think it's going to give him a great opportunity to actually show what he's capable of. What I don't like, though, is that they didn't put any weapons around him. You know, they're kind of in that place where it's like, do you either trust Justin Fields as your guy and you surround him with weapons, or are you just going to continue to not put anything around him and see if he can become Superman? Like, I'm sorry, like, we're not really going to see those once in a generational Cam Newton years where he took his team to the, you know, Super Bowl with goddamn Steve Smith and Ted Ginn. Like, as great as they were, I just don't see that happening. He also had Greg Olson, but you know, even Justin Fields doesn't even have anything to work with. You tell me Cole Kmet and David Montgomery are going to do stuff. I just don't see it. So yeah, I'm definitely a little worried about him there. But then
Did
again, I
they
just don't
not
know.
draft? I'm looking through their draft class right now. Did they not draft a wide receiver?
They did. They didn't put anyone around him. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the hell is going on in Chicago. They obviously just don't want a football team. You know, apparently they just want Daddy Rogers to come in there and just spank him on the butt one more year
Dude,
because
that
that's what
makes
it's looking like.
no sense at all. They got corner Kyler Gordon. They got safety Jaquan Brisker from Penn State, who actually has been having a really good preseason. I'm not gonna lie. And they got a wide receiver, Velas Jones out of Tennessee. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know too much about that dude. Um,
What?
Offensive tackle, edge
Yeah,
rusher, offensive tackle. They got running back Treston Ebner out of Baylor. Don't know anything about him. I'm not even gonna try to act like I do. Offensive lineman, dude. They didn't get him any weapons at
yeah.
all.
They're just expecting him to like just be better suddenly that Matt Nagy's gone. Like, dude, you lost your best receiver in Allen Robinson to the
Yeah,
Rams. So your second best option is Daryl Mooney. Well, you don't even have a legitimate number one for him. Like
dude,
you're just
it's gotta be hard being a Bears fan. Sorry, Phil Hobbs, but it's gotta be.
yeah,
They got nothing, dude.
yeah.
All right,
But
what your pick? What are we picking? What are we picking?
dude, see, the problem is I just shit on the Bears that much, and it would be really dumb of me. It would be really dumb of me to go. Uh, yeah, you know what?
I personally,
Just
I'm
give
gonna
me
go.
49ers money line. Just
You
give me
think
the
so? You
49ers
think
money.
so?
Just the money line, not with the -7. Just give me the money line straight up. They're gonna win outright. I know you're not gonna make a ton of money off that game, but you know I'll try to throw together some parlays for our fans out there. You know, if you're not huge into the point spreads like I'm not into, I just like betting outright winning games straight up. I'll try to
Dude,
put
I
something
just don't
together.
know if I can see Trey Lance going in there and winning his first NFL game there.
I mean, but dude, you have
There's just
you
nothing for the Bears. They have like
yeah.
no upside at all.
He Justin Fields literally has to stand there and he's got to look at um he's got to look at what's his who is it?
Mooney.
Yeah, he's got to look over at Mooney, but he's got to look at Fred Warner and Quan Alexander. And is Nick Bosa still on the line there?
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. Nick
believe so.
Bosa still. Yeah, I believe so. Nick Bosa still on the line. He's got to look at Nick Bosa and be like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a great day for me.
Yeah,
Like no,
I like that. I'll take that. I'll take 49ers money line.
yeah,
Next, we got the Steelers versus the Bengals. Bengals coming in at a -6.5.
oof.
I don't know about you, but I think the Bengals are gonna clap them. I just don't think Mitch Trubisky's gonna do anything. I think Joe Burr has got it. I do think Kenny Pickett has a shot at being great, and I think Najee Harris is really good. There's a lot of upside to the Steelers, but they haven't proven anything. I mean, what they went 8-7 last year, or 9-8 or something like that.
Some with a really depleted Big Ben, like literally dying on the field in front of you.
Yeah,
It
I
was
just
very
don't
sad.
think. I think that they're kind of in a rebuilding phase right now, especially losing a guy they've had for what 15 years was there.
Yeah, I mean the Steelers do have Mr. Kiss and Titties himself and the Nickelodeon most valuable player,
Yes,
so
they
the
do have the
MVP.
MVP. Yes, that is a
Yes,
very important thing to note.
yes, but unfortunately, with that said, I still think the Bengals are going to absolutely wax that ass. They went to the Super Bowl for a reason. Jamar Chase and Joe Burr might have a field day on that team. You know, it's
TJ
really weird
Watt,
looking at.
sorry to interrupt you. TJ Watt is definitely going to be a threat this game, though.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely gonna be a threat this game, especially with that
Yes.
Cincinnati all line.
Yeah. We will see how much of a threat he will be though. Maybe they'll finally, because the one thing that really ticks me off is a lot of, Pittsburgh fans are like, oh my God, his stats year in, year out, like he deserves to be the defensive player every year. I'm like, yeah, sure. If you only watch stats and not actually watch football, how many double teams is an edge rusher actually getting per game? Like
But he should have won it last year.
Aaron Donald is getting
He
triple teamed
should
every
have.
game.
He should have
Aaron
won it.
Donald is
I
getting triple teamed every
understand.
now.
I understand, but he should have won it last year. I don't think he's better than Aaron Donald, but he deserved that award last year.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
But I
Fair.
will
Fair enough.
also admit, Steelers fans are probably my top 5 all sports least favorite fans.
Yes, I will never give them shit.
Yeah,
Uh, I will give them
I'm
shit for
not a
how
big
bad they
Steelers
suck.
fans guy. Yeah, I'm not a. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go use that. I'm gonna take Bengals -6.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You know, even the Steelers still had a great draft. I mean, they got George Pickens, they got Kenny Pickett, but
No,
obviously,
they had a very solid draft class, but I still don't think they're in a rebuilding phase. Like it's obvious.
yeah.
They're gonna abuse Najee. They're gonna just
Oh yeah. Next, we have an interesting matchup. We have the Philadelphia Eagles at -4 going down to Dan Campbell and the Lions. You know, Normally I wouldn't say anything good comes out of the city of Detroit. Um,
except Eminem and Kid Rock.
yes, yes. Shout out Eminem, 8 Mile, B Rabbit, as they would say, Marshall Mathers. But sadly, that's what you're most known for. Dan Campbell, you're a great coach. I love you as a person. I just don't think you open up game one because here's my problem. I love the show Hard Knocks so much. It literally makes me believe that these teams going into the season are going to win the goddamn Super Bowl. That is my fatal flaw. And I know myself better than this to just go off on my heart and say that Jamal Williams is just because he loves this shit is going to just will his team to a victory because for being honest, I think Nick Sirianni up there for the Eagles is Sirianni in the Eagles now, or is he in?
No idea, man. No idea.
I could be
But
tripping,
I
but
am I'm gonna go. I think I know where you're going with it. I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna take the Lions +4. I listen. I think this is Jalen Hurts' breakout year. I'm big on Jalen
yes,
Hurts. I'm big on Devontae Smith. I like that team a lot. I think they have a lot of potential and a lot of upside. I just don't think with Hard Knocks and with the way they ended the season pretty strongly last year, and with the belief and support of Dan Campbell, I think they're going to take the opening game. I think it just makes sense. I'm going to take the Lions +4. I just think Dan Campbell's going to have them. I'm not saying they're going to have an historic season or anything, but I think opening game the Lions are going to be dangerous because there's a lot of hype.
see,
A lot of people want to see them win.
yeah. I mean, I want to see a lot of things too. I mean,
I'm
there's a
just
lot of
saying.
ways I can go with this, but
I'm just saying when there's that much support and you have a reason why you're playing the game, I think they're gonna win. I'm taking the Lions
yeah,
+4.
I I mean, personally, I just think the Eagles. They got AJ Brown now. They took him from Tennessee, so you got Jalen Hurts even more weapons. I think it's going to be a very solid showing for him. Now, here's another thing that I forgot to mention, and this will help your case. Jared Goff is 5-0 in his career on opening weeks. I'm just saying. Now, over half of that had to be on Sean McVay's team. So I'm just saying.
Uh, I'm I'm rocking with the Lions, bro. Lions +4.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, looking at next week, this is going to pain me to say we have the Patriots taking a trip down to Miami. Dolphins are favored by 3.5. I get it. The Dolphins, you got Tyreek Hill. It's Tua's year to prove himself. You got your new coach and Mr. Logic, Mike McDaniels. I'm biracial. I didn't know if you know that. Um, uh,
I
but
really
yeah,
don't like that guy. I don't know what it is. Something about him rubs me weird, dude. He's just weird. He's so odd. And like some people, I feel like when it comes to him, it's 50-50. Some people love him and they love the lackadaisical, like weird guy he is. He's not like your stereotypical football coach, but like I'd rather have a Dan Campbell who's the most stereotypical, like I don't know. I
I'm a
don't.
football guy.
Yeah, I'm not a
I
big
play
fan of him. I think
football.
he's weird. I think Tua is extra. I don't think Tua's ever going to be anything. And this just goes back to my point at Alabama. I thought they should have rocked with Jalen Hurts. They didn't give him enough chances. I just don't think Tua's that guy. I think I'm still going to take Dolphins beating the Patriots though. I'm still going to take the Dolphins. They got to take one. They
Yeah,
always take one, and this is the one at home.
yeah,
I don't see the Dolphins losing this game. Tyreek's
yeah.
going to run routes all over that defense.
Yeah, we'll see. The one thing I will say, I have a hard time trusting a head coach that looks like he didn't get his first kiss until his freshman year of college. But
And
the Patriots make this.
Bill Belichick looks like he did.
Bill Belichick was definitely had a depth chart of women that he was
No
like
way. No
he definitely was like
shot.
he definitely was like, yeah, this
No
girl's coming over
shot,
Monday
Zach. No
because
shot.
she can help me with my math homework. Tuesday, this girl's coming over because she's actually cheap. We'll bring over like a beer or two. But the problem is you have Matt Patricia and Joe Judge as splitting play calling roles at offensive coordinator, despite the fact that Matt Patricia is primarily a defensive coordinator and Joe Judge is a primarily special teams coordinator. So we definitely don't have anyone calling plays. And if you think Mac Jones is suddenly going to wake up one day and say, "Oh, Tom Brady," you're wrong. I'm sorry, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. It's just who he is. That's the one thing, by the way, I hate about watching sports with my brother is anytime a quarterback messes up, he will sit there and he goes, dude, they can't do that. Like, why doesn't he just hit his check down there? Like Tom Brady would do that. I'm like, do you think everyone's Tom Brady? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, absolutely not. But
Yeah, watching sports with
yeah,
Nick can be difficult sometimes.
yes, but he is smart about a lot of things. We'll actually have him on one of these weeks for the NFL because we'll go at it on who we
Who
think's
you
going to win.
rocking with though? You rocking with Dolphins?
Dolphins minus 3.5. Don't.
I might just take money line. I don't know because I could see them winning by field goal.
Yeah, that would be a very Dolphins thing to do.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
would
just
be
rock with the
uber.
Dolphins.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Uh,
respect. I'll give the Patriots their respect. We'll keep it within a field goal.
Next game is Jags versus Washington. So I'm just gonna let you guys know from here on out, we won't call them their old name because of the controversy, but we're also not going to call them by their new name because it is just downright atrocious. So from now on, they're just gonna be Washington. We're just gonna call them Washington.
Yeah. I don't really know who in the marketing team thought it'd be a good idea to give them a bunch of towels and call them the cum towels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. You missed that one. I will say though, you brought in Carson Wentz, and you must think that this man is still in his MVP year. I just really don't understand. Like, I get people say why they give up on him a lot. This game is just really confusing to me because I really like Chase Young in that defense. I still thought Taylor Heineke hadn't really like deserved to lose the role, but I get it. You're trying to like become like a championship team, and you don't think Taylor Heineke's that guy per se. But no, I he was. I wouldn't say he's good or great, but he gets the job done.
He does. I
Um,
feel like he does what he's supposed to do.
yeah, he just doesn't. He just doesn't surprise you.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna do anything that you're gonna be like, oh my god, like Tanner
Yo,
Heineke.
in
What
college
the?
though, he was gross. He
Yeah,
was gross when ODU was FCS. He was filthy.
yeah, I agree. But this is also one of those really weird games where I just don't know if Carson Wentz is that guy. But on the other side, for the Jags, I don't like. Yes, Urban Meyer was actually trying to drown your team as his own coach. Like the man just didn't care. But I just don't know how much you truly can improve just by a head coaching change. Like I'm
Who
just
is
not
their coach is the old Eagles coach, right?
Doug McDermott.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
believe
no,
so.
no, not Doug McDermott.
I don't know. That's Sean McDermott. I'm thinking of
It's Doug something. Doug Peterson, maybe?
Doug Peterson. Sorry, I was getting Sean
Yeah.
McDermott from the Bills confused
Doug
right there.
Peterson won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, with Carson Wentz. So let's see if he can bring that back. Um, you
I
know,
dude, I don't really know, honestly. It's kind of a game nobody cares about at all except Jags and Washington fans.
yeah, I'm just gonna go with Washington
I'm
just
gonna
because
go
the
Washington
defense is a
too.
little
Yeah,
more built.
it's
Yeah,
just easier to
it's
go with Washington.
yeah, it's a safer. Now this next game though,
This is the
Browns.
game. This is the
Yeah,
game. This is the
Yeah,
game.
the Browns are going on down to Carolina. And let me tell you, it would be the most Brown shit in the world to have the one quarterback that brought you out of legit poverty to whoop your ass,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
spank you. I have a little side bet going. I think Baker is going to have, I think he's going to pass for 3 touchdowns and just like, grab his jock in front of the entire. Well, it's at home. I kind of wish it was at Cleveland just so he can give the biggest middle finger. That would be awesome.
Dude,
Wait,
my stance, this is my stance on Baker. Okay. I loved him in college. You can't argue that he was bad. He was phenomenal. Okay. But this is what I gotta say. Regardless of if you like Baker, if you think Baker's good, no, opinion out of the way. When they drafted Baker, okay, they were what on the he was their 17th quarterback. And they were like, we're in a playoff
dog shit.
drought. Like we're in a playoff drought. We need you to get us to the playoffs. So we did that. And then he did it again. And now they're like, well, now we need a Super Bowl. Now we need you just got this guy and asked him to do what you asked him to do this. He did it multiple times. And now you're mad that he's not taking you farther, which yes, he obviously you want to do better, but like don't forget where you started from. And then you're just gonna leave him out to dry and cut him and get rid of him and just trade him.
Yeah.
Like
Not only that,
he had three offensive coordinators, bro. Like, you know how hard that is? And look, I'm not trying to say Baker's amazing. I'm not trying to say this. I'm not trying to say that. But for the city, for how bad they were, and he got them out of that, and you're gonna show him no love? Come on now. Come on now.
here's one of my biggest things. Here's one of my biggest things. The man played through a labrum, or was it labrum specifically, or
He
was
had a
it
torn labrum, yes.
torn labrum? That is the worst injury you can have for a person trying to throw a goddamn ball. And he put that aside rather than just sitting out the year. He said, I want to play for this city and this team. And yeah, he didn't play up to expectation. He didn't play necessarily great, but I mean, the man gave it his all. He put all that aside. And yeah, but did you really have a better option on your bench beside an injured Baker? No. I I think honestly he's gonna go back to playing how he was before he got injured. Yeah, he had some troubles, making correct reads, but like that'll come with some expertise or just more experience. Excuse me. Um, I I just think the Browns letting him go, it is going to be so deserving when he beats the living shit out of them, and
And
I
then
just
starting
can't wait.
Jacoby Brissett, bro, there's no shot. Dude, if I'm the Panthers, I'm just stuffing the box, shutting down Nick Chubb and saying beat me, you know?
Yeah, facts. Because their number one receiver is Amari Cooper. And
The
I
Browns defense will keep them alive. It'll keep them in the game. But I don't. I think Baker's gonna have a. I think he's gonna have a good day, like you said. I don't know if he's gonna ball out, but Baker's gonna play well. That team's gonna play well, and they're gonna do some things. And the other thing I love about Baker too, and he did it in Cleveland. I don't know why no one talked about it. He's such a good leader, and I've been seeing
yes,
all these videos of him like coaching up Matt Corral and like hanging out with Matt Corral and showing Matt Corral stuff. Like instead of like treating Matt Corral as a threat, he's treating him as like a little brother. Like this is what you need. Like we're working on this. Look at these for the throws. Like take your approach this way. Like that's the kind of guy the Panthers need right now. They lost that. They don't have Cam anymore. Cam was a great leader. Sam Darnold was not a leader. I've never been big on Sam Darnold. I've never thought he was good, even when he was at USC. But I think the Panthers got it. I think they're gonna run through. I'm gonna take Panthers. What was it? Panthers 1.5. I'm gonna take Panthers 1.5, 100%.
yeah, 100%. Following that, we have Colts taking a trip on down to Houston. Colts are -7 favorites in this, full tutty. But let me put it this way: Colts bring in Matt Ryan with a couple years left of him playing still great football. I think he's still one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. And with who they had with Carson Wentz last year, a guy who put up a QBR of 4 against the goddamn Jaguars, who were led by Urban Meyer. I just think you have opened up so many doors for your team offensively. Jonathan Taylor, one of the best backs in all of football. I still
As
think he will
as
be.
also arguably the best offensive lineman in the NFL, offensive line in the NFL.
Yep. I don't know if they still have T.Y. Hilton. I could be mistaken. He could be retired, but you do have Michael Pittman. You have a great defense behind you. The Colts are looking to win that division this year. And I think that going into Houston, who's
They
led
also
by
got
Davis.
Paris. They also got Paris Campbell, and they got Alec Pierce in the draft, who was a speedy slot guy
Yes.
from Cincinnati. Dude. That's the Colts might be legit, dude.
No, they will be. And yeah, you're going up against the Texans led by Davis Mills. Davis Mills, by the way, did great last year
Yes.
for what it's worth. He was brought on as a backup, and they were literally like, "Hey, we have no clue what we're getting out of you. We don't know what you'll do for us or this team, but just go out and see what you can do." And he performed above expectations, but that's not saying a lot when the expectations are the floor.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, you really, but now he's going into his first season with expectations, and they're actually expecting something out of him. They're not expecting him to be Jesus. They're not expecting much, but like, will he still meet those expectations or even exceed them? I don't know. I
He's
think
not
he's
a
going to be exact.
he's not a franchise quarterback, dude. He's just
I think exactly what you're getting out of him. I think he'd be one of the best backups in the league. I just think
yes.
he's a great. I think he's one of the best fill-in guys if you ever needed a guy. But I think he's comparable to
He's
like Mike White.
yeah, he gives me major Fitzpatrick vibes.
Yeah,
Like he's
yeah,
perfect for situational games, and he's smart. The kid went to Stanford. Like he's smart, but he's
yeah.
just not. I just like you said, it was easy for him to ball out because him balling out was just playing decent football. And now they're expecting stuff, and it's like do that for a whole season. That's a lot different, dude. That's a lot
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. He's actually got some pressure on his shoulders. And, I wish the best for him. I hope he does. Able to keep that starting job. I wouldn't want anyone to just lose their job in the NFL.
That being
But
said, I'm taking Colts -7.
yes, easily, without a
100%.
doubt. Oh my God. Jonathan Taylor might rush for 200 yards
Jonathan
on this
Taylor,
poor
and he's
defense.
on my fantasy team.
Yeah. By the way, I joined a fantasy league with a group of my friends. And let me tell you, I love stealing money from stupid people. They let me draft Derrick Henry, Travis Kelsey, Kyle Pitts, and I want to say my number one receiver is Terry McLaurin. Like, what are we doing here? What is going on?
Dude, I'm
Um,
into my team right now.
yeah, I think I played with a bunch of kids who literally only played Madden for a living and just go based off like team overalls. Honest to God, but maybe they'll call me out in the group chat after they see this. We'll see. But yeah, Colts just dog walk on the Texans via murder. But moving forward, we have the Giants taking on the Titans, and this is a game where actually not as confusing as I thought. The Giants did get Brian Daboll from I believe the Bills. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the offensive coordinator from the Bills. Great man. And I think he'll help a lot. But when you still have Danny Dimes,
Danny Dimes.
yeah, he's still your quarterback, and you got injury prone Saquads Barkley in your backfield. I just don't know. I don't know how we feeling in New York about
Danny
it.
Burgers.
I just really I don't trust a team who says they're from New York, but in reality they play from New Jersey. I can't trust you, and you're going up against um, Derrick Henry, King Henry, who, by the way, Derrick Henry tried to go to the Heisman House and tell everyone that he weighed 225 pounds. Suck a dick, you 260-pound mammoth. Um, yeah, I think you're gonna run all over this Giants defense, who just got rid of Blake Martinez to clear some cap. I think they literally don't have a team still.
Well, you
I
also know
think
why he's going to run all over because Dane Belton's not going to be there to stop him.
yes, yes, Dane. I wish we would have asked Dane how he would have felt if it
Trying
was
to
like
tackle Derrick Henry.
yeah, like if they brought Dane down in the box and they gave Derrick Henry a pitch and no one's blocking you
It's just
and
one on
Derrick
one, 10
is just
yards of open
one.
field.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm diving at his knees and hoping they don't hurt.
Yeah, I feel like if I were to do that, I feel like he would knee through me. Like I feel like I would just like dissipate into like
What's the
nothingness.
best way to tackle him? You go upper body, you're launched. You go too low, he's hurdling you.
You pray,
Yeah.
you
You just
pray.
throw your body at him. You don't even try to tackle him. You just throw your
Yeah,
body at him.
yeah. Act like he's a locker and just like full body sideways. Like maybe like he'll stiff arm you, but like you'll wrap around him, and then maybe your weight will just like
Yeah,
throw his
but if
ass down.
you're DB, you're not trying to tackle him. You're just trying to slow him down for the linebackers to get to him.
Yeah, allow him to hurdle. Like
Yeah.
make him hurdle so he loses some speed.
No, that's fine,
Just
dude. Honestly, like if you make him hurdle, it's not a terrible thing.
yes.
But
I mean, you'll still end up on an ESPN highlight reel,
yeah.
but
But you made
that's
the
better
play
than
low
getting
key.
Yeah, and it's better than getting stiff armed through the turf, which we always see someone think they're big and bad and try
Yeah.
to. As someone every year someone thinks like, oh, I could take Derrick Henry, and then Derrick Henry is just like, I'm going to introduce you to the devil,
Yeah,
and you're
he's
gone.
just like, nah, you're not. You're not gonna take me.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna be on the PUP list. I
But
apologize,
that
but
being said, I'm taking Titans -5.5.
yeah, yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I like that.
This
Next
next
week,
game, this yeah, you're sorry. This next game's kind of interesting.
I don't know. I'm trying to. Aaron Rodgers is always Aaron Rodgers. He kind of just dominates that division,
Yeah,
and
but
you know,
if I'm not mistaken, he's not that good in week one.
I mean, yeah, he may be coming off a perk. He may be on an ayahuasca trip. He may be breaking up with his other model girlfriend, or returning his parents' Christmas presents. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the craziest one to me, by the way. That's
I
the
mean, I
craziest.
don't know. I don't know what he's doing this week one, but I can tell you this: the Vikings have um, Christian leader, Christian youth leader Kirk Cousins at the helm. You have um, FSU legend Dalvin Cook in the backfield, and then you have Mister Gritty Boy, um, Justin Jefferson as your
And
wideout one.
Adam Thielen, show some love. Dude's a
I
vet.
well, I drafted him. I know. I don't know why people think this man suddenly fell off, but
Yeah,
they
I know.
also, I
Everyone's talking about like he's garbage now because Justin Jefferson's there. If anything, they're gonna benefit from each other.
yeah. If any, like, bro, what? I also isn't Irv Smith their tight end, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I'm not a big
I
Viking.
believe I I believe so. I'm I'm just saying. So their offense is great. Packers,
Oh,
they literally are just like, hey, Aaron, every year we're gonna give you less and less weapons and see how good you still can do. Like, this is honestly astounding to me. Like, I think Aaron like gets off to like not having his team help him. Like, I think he likes the agenda of being like, I have no help.
you
Because then
think
he just rolls out there and just whoops ass.
you think this is Aaron's last year?
I mean, did he not sign a contract? Let me just check.
All the stuff that I've been all the stuff that I've been reading is that the reason Devontae Adams left is because Aaron told him like, "Yo, man, like, there's don't stay here for that long. I'm gonna be gone. Like, I'm about to be out."
Yeah, no, he signed a 3-year extension for 150.8 million through
Yeah, but you could still
2024.
retire.
Yeah, dude, no, no,
I
not
think
retiring.
I'm not saying it is, but I would not be shocked or surprised at all if it is.
Yeah, fair. I agree with that. I don't know why he still wants to stay in Green Bay. Maybe he just hates the Bears that much. He just loves whooping their ass. Like, honestly, I would too if I was someone's daddy. Um,
If they paid you the money that he's getting paid, you would stay in Green Bay as well, Zach.
yes, yes, yes. I'd be a whiz head for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
without a doubt. I
Yeah.
also hate the goddamn cold. Yeah, I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. If you were to put a gun in my head and say pick a team, I would, you know, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers just because
Dude,
every time I bet against
I
Aaron
say we
Rodgers,
just say fuck it and pick the Vikings.
fuck it.
Fuck it, we're going Vikings, bro. At
Yeah,
home, week one, Aaron Rodgers, no Devontae Adams. Fuck it,
yeah, fuck it.
Vikings.
Ain't having him. Ain't having him. Let's go, baby. Next game we have Chiefs -6.5 versus the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is obviously without DeAndre Hopkins. Avid steroid user. I fear God, but you obviously don't
Was
fear
it
the needle.
steroids?
It was performance enhancing drugs. I'm gonna say it's a steroid. Sue me if I'm wrong. What are you gonna do about it? I fear God, my boy.
He is. I think when he's at his best, he's the best receiver in the NFL.
Yes, I think he has some of the best hands out of anyone.
Dude,
I
his last year for the Texans, he had 500 targets with 0 drops.
yes, yes.
That is cold.
Yes.
But the thing is, for
But
this
he's not
one,
there.
is
Yeah.
Cardinals start off hot every year.
Yeah, but they don't have D-Hop,
Yeah, but
and they don't have a.
but
I really don't
The
know.
Chiefs don't have Tyreek.
Yeah, but they did sign Juju Smith-Schuster. They did bring in Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I
They
still
don't have
think
Tyrann
they
Matthew.
um Honey Badger, Honey Schmadger, go make me a honey barbecue bacon burger. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. I still think Chiefs.
Danny
Uh
Burgers.
yeah, Danny did look at this guy eating burgers. Yeah, just give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Patty.
I'm not gonna touch the odds.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just gonna
just
say
money
Chiefs.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, just money line. Patty the Batty is still QB there. Kermit the Frog here is still the leader of that team. So Andy Reid's still eating burgers.
Yeah,
Um,
Andy Reid is definitely eating some burgers.
yeah, that man loves burgers. They
Yeah.
ask him what he does in the offseason. He's like, I'm gonna go eat, dog. Like,
Dude, I'm a big
what?
Andy Reid fan, by the way. I think he's a really good dude, and I think he's a really good coach. And I feel like the Eagles kind of screwed him over.
Yes. But I am happy for him. I am so surprised how he capes Eric Bieniemy as his offensive coordinator. How that man does not have a head coaching job elsewhere, beyond me. But hey, if you have that tight family philosophy around your program, then ride with it. So huge respect to them. Yeah, I'm just gonna ride with the Chiefs money line there. Not gonna touch anything else. This game's super interesting, however.
Yeah, this might be the
We
best.
roll.
This might be the best matchup game outside of the Bills game, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Raiders taking a trip over to wait, they're both in Las Vegas though, right?
No,
Or
no,
no,
no. LA.
Chargers in LA.
LA. They're
Chargers
going.
are in
They're
LA.
going. They're going west. They're going west.
Yes, they're going over. Well, I don't know if on your screen that's my head going to the right or the left. I can't
They're
tell.
going one of these directions, depending on how you're looking.
Yes. But the now we'll start off with the Raiders side of things and why I think they could win, because honestly, you could go either way with this. Now for the Raiders, quite simply put, Darren Waller will be ready to go week 1, and Derek Carr has his old teammate. I almost died with this man, Devontae Adams. Yeah, Devontae Adams is one of the best receivers in the league. You also have Hunter Renfro, who is finally getting some respect on his name,
Mm-hmm.
was among the other players in the league. He's a solid route runner. So this is Derek Carr's year to kind of prove if he's really that guy. Um,
I
Personally,
I
that's all I
think he
really.
is that guy personally.
I think he's that regular season guy. I think he's kind of in that Kirk Cousins boat of things, where like you ball out in the regular seasons, and then when playoffs come around, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
you're
but
just not
Zach,
getting it done.
also, dude, the amount of shit that has been surrounded by this guy, the coaching changes, fucking what's his name going to jail. Like this man has been hit with adversity time and time and time and time again. Like crazy. I think that plays a role, especially as the quarterback. You're the leader, you're the face, and he's supposed to be a really good, like God loving, like wholesome dude. Um, but I think he is that guy. I think he's just been in shitty situations, but he can make the throws and he's a great leader.
Yeah, I mean, hate as he said it himself, hate the sin, not the man, and I'm gonna hate the team and not the man too. I just don't see the Raiders getting it done that often as much as I would like to. And for the Chargers, you bring in Khalil Mack, excuse me, off a great trade. You already have Joey Bosa on that line. You brought in J.C. Jackson, who was the best defensive back last year. You
You got
already have
Asante, you signed Asante Samuel, and you
you
got
already
Derwin
had
James, the
Derwin
biggest.
James.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You already have all these
Austin
weapons on
Eckler,
defense.
Justin Herbert, freaking
Yeah,
dude, that team is good, man.
I they are going to be disgusting. So
Yeah.
that's why for me, I will be taking the Chargers -3 personally. I think they are goddamn stacked. Oh, that's who their head coach is, Staley.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
Justin Staley. We'll get in more into him later, but yeah, I got the Chargers -3 in this game. I just don't think, even with the addition of Devontae Adams, I just don't think it's going to be that much of a help against this stud team out
Yeah,
the
and I'm a
gate.
big Herbert guy. I had him in my fantasy last year, and he's good, man. He's good. He was good at Oregon. Like he's just good. He understands football. I'm
Mhm.
also gonna always, no matter who they play, I'm gonna root for the Raiders to lose because we're Team Gruden all day, every day. So I'm gonna pick the Chargers just because fuck the Raiders. But I do love Derek Carr, but fuck the Raiders.
Yeah, hate the sin, not the man. Uh, we have our Sunday night football game. we have our very own Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, I'm a Patriot fan. I just love Tom Brady, but they will be taking a trip west out in Dallas against them Cowboys, you know, against the most overrated team in America every goddamn year. I don't understand how Dak Prescott continues to be a constant MVP favorite, despite this man literally never being on the field. You know, another great dude, personality wise, just doesn't do shit on the field that I can really like root for or do anything.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
Um, I think one of the biggest things for the Cowboys year in year out is their fans never shut the hell up. They're so annoying.
They're kind of like Pittsburgh
Uh,
fans.
yeah, except at least Pittsburgh fans, you know, it's Pittsburgh. You kind of expect that like piece of shit, like grittiness out of them. Like Cowboys, it's not even like piece of shit gritty. It's just like it's just I hate you. Like why?
Yeah, and
Like
like
you're the most expensive
99% of
team.
Cowboys fans aren't even from Texas.
Yeah, it's just the most expensive team in football. Like, of course, you're going to sign superstars that end up just getting hurt after a year
Dude,
anyway.
and
You
Zeke
know,
is so overrated in my opinion. Dak has had, I think Dak can still be great. I think Zeke's done. I think he's so overrated. He's fat. I don't think he really cares anymore.
yeah.
I saw
I
a
still
video of him
don't.
last night. He was like at a club.
Yeah, I just think every year they have this roster that on paper looks great, and then by week 3, they have like 27 guys on the injured list,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, that's why their fans will shut up. Honestly, is because they're just like, oh, well, if we weren't injured, we would make it, and I'm like, yeah, maybe if I was a little hotter, I'd be able to bag some biddies, but you know,
Yo, but
it is what it
they're
is.
a Madden dream team. You know, speaking of teams, people that only judge teams off of Madden, they're a Madden dream team.
Yeah, but honestly, not that much more. They lost a ton of what used to make them in the past. Their O line is what used to make them like this
Yeah.
godsend of a team. You know, back when they had DeMarco Murray looking like the best running back in the world, and that's why Zeke had such a great first year. Honestly, is
Same
because
same
he
with
had
Dak
that.
though. Same with Dak though.
Yeah, had that amazing O line that they could literally carve their way through any team, and it would look amazing. But guess what? You don't have a line now. You're expected to make plays for yourself. That shit ain't so easy, is it? And
Yeah.
now that the older Zeke gets, he's kind of more of like a power back, not as elusive, doesn't really make the cuts anymore. Like, I mean, personally, I just don't see anything going for the Cowboys. Now for the Bucks side of things, you know, Tom Brady is back for one more year. You know, he as a 45-year-old grandpa, he led the league in passing yards, touchdowns, quarterback rating. How he didn't win the goddamn MVP, beyond me.
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
All you Aaron Rodgers dick riders can hop off my case because I could literally hit you with every stat in the book.
Yeah.
And you can't say he was more valuable because they won the same amount of games. And if you come
Tom
at me
Brady and
saying,
Aaron Rodgers have the same amount of NFC championships.
and how long has Tom Brady? How long has Tom Brady been in the NFC?
2 seasons.
And he's gonna pass him this year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, they added Julio in the offseason. You know, your line isn't as stacked as it was before. You know, you
Is
had Alex
Godwin
Kappa.
is Godwin back or we don't think so?
Godwin came out with a statement yesterday and said, I don't even know if I'll be playing yet. He's not 100% certain on his ability to play. He doesn't
But
know if he's
Mike Evans
100%
is
ready to
good to
go.
go, right?
Mike Evans is good to go. Surreal Grayson Jr. is ready to
Dude,
go.
Scotty Miller is legit as hell too.
Scotty Miller's always been legit. You still have what's his face? I think you still have Brashad Perryman. You brought in Julio.
Who's that tight end now?
It's still Cameron Brate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still Cameron Brate.
Dude, there's
You know,
just
you
no
brought in
way. There's no way the Cowboys win this game.
yeah, no. The Tom Brady is playing this season out of spite because Adam Schefter's a little baby back bitch and decided to spoil his retirement a little
Yeah.
early, which personally I'm happy for because I get to watch Tom Brady one more year.
That's shit
And
journalism, bro. You don't do that.
yeah, you let the own man announce his
Yeah.
retirement. I don't leak your divorce papers.
Yeah.
I release those myself.
Yeah.
Shout out Anthony Fantano, by the way. But then to close out the week, we have our Monday night game.
But we're both rocking
Um,
the Bucks though, right? Bucks 2.5.
minus 2.5,
Yeah.
easy money. Monday, our Monday night game, we
We got
have our
another revenge game, kind of.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Yeah, I literally do not have to say shit about this game. The Broncos, literally, their only setback last year was they had Drew Lock at quarterback. And now they'll be going against Drew Lock, who I'm going to be honest, the Seahawks don't stand a goddamn chance.
I want them to
Um,
win so bad, though. I want them to win so bad.
Not a prayer in the world. This minus
I
six and
just
a half
love the
should have been like
Seahawks
minus
fan. I
10.
love their culture. I love when they had the Legion of Doom or Boom, whatever it was.
Boom. Legion of Boom.
I like Drew Lock. I think he's a cool guy. I don't know why the Seahawks didn't try to get Baker, in my opinion. I think that would have been a perfect fit for them.
Yeah.
I do think the Broncos are going to win. I think they're just a better team, but I don't think they're going to be as good as everyone thinks they are just from getting Russell Wilson. He's old, and listen, I'm a Wisconsin Badger fan. I love Russell Wilson. I just don't think I think he's way, way, way too overhyped right now.
Okay. I don't know why we were talking about Drew Lock. I forgot. He wasn't even announced as the starter.
Yeah,
The
it's Geno
Seahawks are,
Smith.
yeah.
Yeah.
I will never bet on Geno Smith to win a game in my goddamn life.
Yeah, no. Broncos.
Geno Smith, by the way, is the only quarterback in history to have a perfect passer rating and a passer rating of 0 in the same season. So I just do it that way you will.
But when he
Now,
was with Tavon Austin in West Virginia, they were electric.
oh yeah, but
That talk about a video game team. That was the most fun team to play with in NCAA.
yeah, you know who else was really really good in college? Kellen Mond. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and he got cut. So
Yeah, well, now he's the offensive coordinator of the
sadly,
Dallas Cowboys.
Kellen Mond.
Yes. You're talking.
I'm
Oh, you're Kellen Mond. I'm thinking of the Boise State guy.
yeah. Oh fuck, who's that guy?
Kellen Moore, maybe?
Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's
Kellen
it,
Mond, dude, Kellen Mond was not good in college. You're crazy. Texas A&M quarterback?
dude. Yeah, he was
Dude, no, he was
solid.
not. He was not solid. They went eight
All
and
right, all
four.
right, all
How
right,
was
all
he
right, all right,
solid?
all right. So give me a better example of a guy who balled out in college but didn't do shit in the pros.
Johnny Manziel.
That was a good one. Okay, I can't say shit about that.
Who?
He slipped my mind. He was
My
one. He was
mom,
one of those. He just
Mama
doesn't
Fish
seem
wants to
real.
give an input. She said Tim Tebow.
He was a baseball player. We don't. He was actually a tight end, believe it or not. Yeah, but he did give Tim Tebow. Honestly, is the reason why I love college football as much as it was. He was so awesome at Florida. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't even a Florida fan, but oh my god. But moving outside of the week 1 games, we're gonna make some of our predictions. We're gonna hop into who will win the division. Maybe look at some playoff seeding. I don't think we'll get into all that, and then um, we'll maybe look at some of the rookie predictions, the awards, if we have the time. But let's hop into some of our division predictions. Let's just make this quick. Just who's gonna win. I don't really feel like going through every team because we kind of set
Do
our
your
bits
top
on what
two.
we
Do
think
your
about
top
them.
two because the top two is who makes playoffs, right? Like
No, it's just the locks that make it are the winners of every division, and then the next top 3 teams. So that's just how it
so you
is.
can take second in your division and not make playoffs.
Yeah, if your record is worse than the second,
No
third,
way. I didn't know that. I thought top two were locks.
no, because
That
that would
makes me
mean 8
sound
teams make
really
it.
stupid right now.
Yeah, because well, remember we had this talk. We thought 8 teams made it, but it's only 7.
Yeah,
So the top 4 make it, and then the next 3 with the best record. So what I see is, I think Buffalo is going to make it out of the AFC East,
Mhm.
and then I maybe see either Miami or the Patriots, depending on how they do this year, are going to be that second team out of that division.
I agree with you
Personally,
completely.
okay, moving to the AFC North. Honestly, I think every team's kind of in a down year this year. It's either going to be between the Ravens and the Bengals. Personally, I think the Bengals just were really hot. I think they'll kind of be figured out a little. I still think of them as a playoff team, but I think the Ravens with Lamar Jackson back, with all their offensive weapons, they did lose Marquise Brown, but I still think they have a chance to win that division.
I think, yeah,
Um,
I think Ravens gonna win the division. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be close, but I
yes,
think they're gonna win. I think Lamar really's got to prove it, and he hasn't even gotten that new contract yet. So
yes. From the AFC South, Colts dog walking this division.
easy, easy.
Um, Easy. And then this is where the AFC West is just almost impossible to predict.
Yeah,
Me personally, I think this is the year Herbert makes his biggest leap. I think Herbert's going to carry the Chargers as the number 1 seed out of this division. And then I could see, dude, I think Vegas finishes in last, honestly. I
no,
don't see them.
behind Denver.
Yes. Yes. Dude, Denver had one of
No
the best
way,
defenses
Zach.
last year.
Zach, no way, no way, Zach.
Trust.
No way,
Big trust.
no way,
Big trust. And honestly,
no
I
way.
had Denver finishing higher than the Chiefs. Like I have Denver finishing second, and then the Chiefs, based off their record, if the Chiefs lose, like if the Chiefs split every game in their division, that's 4 losses right there. I don't know how the rest of their season's like holding up for them, but I mean that's a team
Dude,
that could
there's
miss
no
playoffs.
way the Raiders are taking last.
I'm just saying, someone's got to.
I might
Someone's got.
honestly even say Chargers first, Raiders second.
Dude, I don't think just adding Devonte Adams really does that much. I think the Chargers just added the Chargers finished third last year, and yeah, the Chargers finished what, third last year in their division,
They lost what, like
and now
every
they're
game by one score.
by one score, and then they added the best players in the league, and now I think they're definitely winning it. I think
No,
the
I know.
Chiefs
I'm
like
agreeing with Chargers win. I'm disagreeing with Raiders last.
it's either Denver or the Raiders
So
finishing
you're out.
last.
So you think Chiefs are straight?
They may see. Here's my thing. I think Denver will finish second. I think they could,
I
and
think you're
that's where I
hopping
think the
on. I
Chiefs.
think you're hopping on too hard, dude. I don't think so.
Dude, Russell Wilson told me let's ride. I'm riding. I'm riding. Um, that it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. NFC East though, I don't care. I think.
Yeah, that's oh my god. It's Eagles are gonna win it.
Yeah, I'm not even. I hate the Cowboys so much. I'm not even going to give them the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
Eagles are gonna win it.
Yeah, yeah.
NFC
Eagles are
North.
getting it. Vikings or Packers
Vikings over Packers.
or
Okay,
like
I like that
yeah,
as well. I think it'll be Packers and Vikings.
yeah. I just that could go either way. NFC South, Bucks.
Bucks and then Saints.
Yep, agreed.
And then
Falcons dead last though.
NFC West.
Rams first. Ooh.
You gotta go Cardinals second. I don't know if Trey Lance could just take him a second.
Nah, give me the 49ers second. Give me the 49ers second. Because if let me put it this way, if they lose their first 4 games,
Damn.
or if they aren't where they're supposed to be after like their first 5, 6 games, Jimmy G is back in that starting role.
I agree. I can see that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Sure.
that's what we have. That's what we have for that. Do you want to get into some of the predictions?
We'll say predictions for week 2. Let's see how these guys are playing. Let's see. Let's not jump too early on predictions.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah,
Good.
but there's our week 1 of the NFL. Hope you guys liked our picks. We'll try to get stuff out there for all you betting lovers. You know, if you have a gambling addiction, that's not my problem. I'm not going to give a phone number to you because don't be a broke boy and don't make stupid bets. So how
But
about
if you
that?
do want to bet and win money, we are so far 23-9 in our college football picks.
Yeah, if you were a great stat that Mr. Fisher happened to share with me was if you were to just bet all of our games individually last week, just straight up $10 bet, you'd be up
No, combined week
$140.
0 and week 1, like all of our bets combined.
Oh yeah, so all of our bets combined, if you were to bet just $10 on all these games individually, you'd be up $140. You know, odds may vary, so you may be up even more.
Mhm.
But you know, $140 in my pocket sure sounds nice. You know, I could take one of your moms to dinner. You know,
Yeah.
sounds like something I'd enjoy. But you know, you never know. But
Yeah. Well,
um,
that's it for week 1. We'll be coming out tomorrow or the next day with some college football and MMA for the big Cosmont versus Nate Diaz fight. So thank you guys for tuning in. Go Bucks, and let's sit on our couch for 11 hours on Sunday and watch our phone viciously during fantasy.
yes, I like that.